What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode, episode number 12. And today, guys, as it will be Saturday morning for you guys, if you would like another episode of Career Mode today, then get this video to 500 likes. And I will upload another episode of Career Mode after the football tonight, Swansea vs Arsenal. After that game, I will have episode number 13 out of Career Mode. So get this video to 500 likes, and that will guarantee a double upload. And that video will come out after the Swansea Arsenal game later on tonight. But anyway, guys, we do start today's episode off what could be the first of two episodes against Crystal Palace here, as we travel to London to take on Palace at Selhurst Park. And Ian Holloway's men not doing amazingly well in the league as expected, our newly promoted side, but even so, I was feeling relatively confident coming into this game despite playing a bit of a backup side, of course, because we do have some very important fixtures upcoming. So I was trying my best to rest a lot of the players and just rotate the squad a little bit more, just to give the fringe players some chances as well, try and keep everyone happy. And they had their first chance in the 10th minute here. A corner was swung in and Shamak's header hit the bar. John Ruddy then punched it away, and luckily for him the ball came straight to him. So after the first 10 minutes it was Palace on top, so a signal of intent from Ian Holloway's men. But 10 minutes later, Billy Sharp picks the ball up and gives it to Bradley Johnson. Johnson down the left hand side rolls it through to Anthony Pilkington. Pilkington cuts onto his right foot, puts a great cross into the box. It's headed away, comes to Robert Snodgrass, but his volley is really poor and it goes straight to Speroni. So still Palace 0, Norwich 0. But in the 36th minute, Jason Punchin's shot was brilliantly saved by Ruddy. He had so much room there. Don't know what happened to my defence, but Punchin's shot was well saved by Ruddy. But from the resulting corner, Jerome Thomas crosses it in, and it's headed straight at Ruddy. So an early scare there, and another one for Palace. So they almost took the lead in the first half, but they didn't. 0-0 after 45 minutes play. Gary Hooper had our best chance in the second half to start the second half with, but unfortunately Speroni managed to stop him from putting the ball in the back of the net. So still 0-0. But in the 70th minute, Marouane Chamakh crosses the ball into Williams here. We fail to clear it. Comes to Jerome Thomas, and the former West Brom winger puts the ball past John Ruddy and makes it Palace 1, Norwich 0. So 71 minutes in, and Crystal Palace had the lead, and literally straight from that, Palace won the ball back, and some terrible defending by me led them to have a fantastic chance here, but unfortunately for Ian Holloway's men, they couldn't put the ball into the back of the net. But the game did finish Palace 1, Norwich 0. So Jerome Thomas with the only goal of the game. And Palace take the 3 points here at Selhurst Park. So a very, very, very disappointing trip back to Carrow Road, because that's a game we should be winning. I said in the last episode, Champions League is, it's a pipe dream really, but there's nothing wrong with challenging for the Europa League. And if you want to challenge for the Europa League, you've got to beat those teams. And that was a really poor result for us, a terrible loss. We didn't play well, and unfortunately we go away with nothing. But another transfer offer comes in for John Ruddy here. It's Schalke. We reject it, of course, because we do not want to let go of our English goalkeeper, and we get another international management offer. This time it is from Venezuela, and to be honest, I have no plans on taking them, but so far we have Venezuela, Norway, Czech Republic, Australia and Austria, so 5 nations. And a few of you have been saying take Australia, a few of you have been saying take Austria, but I'm not sure. I'm really not that interested, but we'll wait and see. But anyway, Nathan Redmond then comes to us here and says, can we discuss wages? He says that he wants more money for his contribution to the first team. I was like, yeah, that's probably a reasonable request, because he's been playing very well for us. But even so, he's got 3 years and 6 months left on his contract. He was signed in the summer from Chris Hughton. There's nothing wrong with his contract, seriously, he wants $5 more, but there's nothing wrong with the guy, seriously, he's perfectly fine. And I was like, okay, I'll increase it to 2.5k more a week if you add another 1 year onto your contract. But to be honest, mate, even if you decline now, I'm not going to be bothered. You got 3.5 years on your contract, seriously, ridiculous request from Nathan Redmond. But anyway, Teti, we tried to offer him a contract a couple episodes ago, and he declined it, so we go back in and try and offer him a new one. Like I said, we're probably going to try and replace him, maybe in this window. We don't have too much money, but if not, then in the summer, but it'll still be a squad player, he'll still be on the bench, still be in the reserves, because he's still a very, very decent player. But even so, we don't want to see him go on a free, so we try and offer him a new contract here. Before the game against Everton, here at Goodison Park, taking on Everton here. And of course, Martinez's men doing fantastically well in the league in real life. But I was looking forward to this game, mainly because the first game of the season turned out to be really well and a really sort of tight clash. It was the first game of our sort of new career mode in the league, so I really enjoyed that. And I was really looking forward to this game to try and make sure we will get the 3 points this time and not have a draw. But even so, Everton have got a very, very strong side. And as I talked about possibly replacing Tete, if I am going to replace him, one of the players I'm thinking about is Ross Barkley. So coming into this game, I was also going to be doing a little bit of scouting on Ross Barkley. But even so, taking on Everton here, and in the 6th minute, we had the first chance when Ricky van Wolfswinkel found Andros Townsend. A nice double step over from Towns, and what a finish as well. Curls it into the top corner, past the American goalkeeper Tim Howard, and it's Everton 0, Norwich 1. A fantastic piece of dribbling from Townsend, who puts the ball into the back of the net. So Everton 0, Norwich 1, and a few minutes later, Nathan Redmond plays an absolutely brilliant ball forward to Tete. Teddy skips past John Stone, sorry, plays the ball through to Ricky van Wolfswinkel, and it's a great finish by the Dutch striker into the bottom corner. Why did I say Anthony Stokes? Brilliant finish by Ricky van Wolfswinkel, and that is a really, really composed finish from my Dutch striker to make it Everton 0, Norwich 2. I'm still trying not to laugh at why I said that, but Everton 0, Norwich 2. And in the 16th minute here, Everton come through and try and grab themselves a route back into the game because they were sinking fast, and it's Leighton Baines with a cross. What a ball in, but John Ruddy, well, if he's going to make mistakes like that, I may well have to sell him. I don't know what happened there. He tried to go for the ball, completely lost it, and Kone headed the ball into the empty net. So Everton 1, Norwich 2, and in the 23rd minute, Andros Townsend finds Johan Elmander here. Elmander takes aim. It's a good save by Tim Howard there to deny Elmander scoring at his near post, but from the resulting corner, it's crossed in by Andros Townsend, and there is Leroy Fer, who outjumps his man and puts the ball past the American goalkeeper. So Fer with the goal, and that makes it Everton 1, Norwich 3. So a fantastic start. 25 minutes in, 4 goals, and we had 3 of them. Really good start for us here. But straight from kickoff, Everton kick off here, 25 minutes played, and they were sinking fast. Martinez must have been livid, but straight from kick off here, PNR picks the ball up and gives it to Ross Barkley. Barkley gives it to Gareth Barry on loan from City. Barry comes forward, plays it to Kone. Wonderful ball through to Kone here, but what a save by John Ruddy to make up for his mistake earlier, and the score remains at 3-1. But a few minutes later, the ball comes to Kevin Morales here. He crosses the ball in. It's headed by Ross Barkley, and again, it's a really good save by Ruddy as we manage to clear the ball. It's still 3-1, and a few minutes after that, Luke Shaw picks the ball up here, gives it to Tete. Teddy rolls it through to Ricky van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel back to Tete. Tete rolls it through to Nathan Redmond, who takes the touch, crosses the ball in. There's Johan Elmander, who puts the ball past Howard, beats him in the air, and makes it Everton 1, Norwich 4. So a really good header from Elmander after some nice build-up play, and a wonderful cross in by Redmond. So 4-1 here, 41 minutes played, and Hisi Michael Turner win a header, give it to Elmander, who finds Van Wolfswinkel, chips it over the top. There's Nathan Redmond, good strength to get around his man, and rifles the ball into the back of the net. And you would have seen some seats clattering there as all the Everton fans made their way for their half-time pies, but some of them probably didn't even make it back to their seats. They weren't bothered because whilst we were playing out of our skin, Everton just did not get going in this game. In the 50th minute, Elmander almost scored here, but unfortunately his head hit the bar and Tim Howard managed to punch the ball clear. But in the 58th minute, Nathan Redmond wins the ball here. Great challenge. Rolls it through to Ricky van Wolfswinkel. Van Wolfswinkel plays it to Elmander here. Elmander chips the ball over the top. There's Tete, who was having an absolute stormer in this game, who chips the ball over Tim Howard to make it Everton 1, Norwich 6. We were on absolute cruise control here. Everton were all over the place at Goodison Park. It looks very good in this game, doesn't it? Goodison Park, one of the new stadiums, looks very good. But anyway, I decided to show the sliders, and again, I mean, I know that the vast majority of you know I'm not using them, but there's always going to be one or two that may have doubts. Probably the new subscribers that don't realise that Legendary is a pretty, easy-ish difficulty for me. I'd say easy-ish, not easy, but something I'm comfortable with. But anyway, Everton 1, Norwich 6, and there was proof that I wasn't using the sliders to have an absolutely action-packed game. But even so, Everton did manage to get themselves well, let's just call it a consolation goal. An own goal by Leroy Fer, apparently. I'm not sure how. I mean, unless Leroy Fer has some serious toe poke strength, then I'm not sure it was an own goal, because it seemed like it was a perfect strike by PNR, but it went down as an own goal by Leroy Fer, and that was that. And Ferrell also picked up a booking there. But yeah, Everton 2, Norwich 6. And from that resulting own goal, and again, I'm not really sure it was an own goal, but even so, from that resulting own goal, we kick off and play the ball forward. Townsend through to Ricky van Wolfswinkel. Lovely couple of touches, but his half volley hits the bar. But there is the finish of Johan Elmander, who gets his 14th goal of the season. What an absolutely storming season this guy's having. Definitely going to see if I can pick him up for cheap against, at the end of the season from Galatasaray. But yeah, Everton 2, Norwich 7, what a game. And Everton, well, it just wasn't going right for them, was it? And Gareth Barry couldn't score here, his header hit the post. And the game did finish Everton 2, Norwich 7, so we completely dominated Everton. A 7-2 win away at Goodison Park, and that was an absolutely fantastic victory after that disappointment in the last game away at Selhurst Park to go to Everton and win by 7 goals to do. Win by 5 goals away at Everton was just incredible. What a performance, and I was really, really pleased with that. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, if you want to see another episode of Career Mode later on tonight, then get this video to 500 likes, and I'll upload it after the Swansea Arsenal game. And I hope to see you for that episode later on tonight, then if not tomorrow.